Howdy do? My wife's being very uncooperative tonight. Howdy do once again. Hey there. How are you, man? Hey, I have an 11-point Pilsner from Springfield Brewing Company. And you might ask yourself, or you might not, but you might. You might say, Tom, it's about 25 degrees outside. Why are you drinking a Pilsner? And I probably wouldn't have a good answer for that. Wow, I don't have a good answer for that. I've noticed I've had a hard time pouring this beer. Tried to pour this one real gingerly. It does. I'm using a Pilsner glass, and that's going to foam like a bitch. I tell you that right now. Damn. So anyway, I digress. So anyway, yeah, I'm drinking this for a couple reasons. One, well, it was only $6.97 at the store, and that's pretty good for a craft brew. Springfield Brewing Company is my local brew pub. The other reason is I'm trying to fool my mind, drink something light. Well, I was kind of in the mood. I've been drinking a lot of big stouts and, winter beers. I wanted something lighter to drink, and I was hoping I could pour that decently, and it didn't it just didn't work out that way. So, as I step off the camera and you look at nothing, I'm going to grab a small glass and try to do a small glass with this beer. I've tried using that Pilsner glass, but I foam like a mother humper. So anyway, let me use this one. I just pour a little bit. Springfield Brewing Company, 11-point Pilsner. They use 2-row malt, noble hops, and Bavarian lager yeast. Unfortunately, that's the only information they give me. I don't know the ABV or IBU. I have had this before, but it is enjoyable. And anytime you can get any craft beer for, $7 a 6-pack, well, that's a bargain. Most are running 9, 10, or plus. Anytime you can get one for $9, it's probably pretty good most of the time, as long as it's a good craft. I just have issues. I don't want to buy, most imports. Well, of course, I'm mostly an American craft guy. I don't really buy a lot of imports, but I just don't want to invest money in, say, products like Newcastle that are running $9 a 6-pack. For me, I just won't do it. But when I can get a beer like this for $7, well, howdy freaking do. Oh, wow. It's become common amongst the beer snobs to say things like, I don't drink lagers, or I don't drink pilsners. They don't have enough flavor for me. It's really one of those crazy beer snob things to say. Because they think it makes themselves sound, sophisticated or knowledgeable in craft beer. It really doesn't. It actually goes the opposite way. It kind of works against them, because here's the thing. Although it is important amongst craft beer to have those big taste buds, to be able to pick out the intricacies in the big imperial stouts and the imperial IPAs and all the novelty beers that have everything but the kitchen sink in them, to pick out these various flavors, it is equally as important to be able to pick out subtleties. And that's what beers like these have. Rather than say they don't have any flavor, take some time to figure out what flavors they have. See, there you go. A beer like this doesn't have huge flavor in the sense of an Imperial IPA or even an IPA, but it isn't supposed to. These beers are designed to be refreshing, but if you take your time and relax, you can find flavors in here. For instance, this particular beer is incredibly crisp, is incredibly refreshing, does everything it is supposed to do, but you do get some soft, stone fruit in the malt. You can't taste some apricot if you take the time. It is just as important to be able to have the taste buds for the subtleties, as well as being able to differentiate all the flavors in the big beers. It is, man. Oh, and the hops in this are just the noble hops used. You can really taste them. It gives you the flavors that you really want in a beer like this. It's just enough malt to make you feel good about it, let you know you're drinking a beer. It's just enough hops to finish it, to round it all out at the end. It's a beautiful beer, 11-point Pilsner from Springfield Brewing Company, and a heck of a deal at only $7 a six-pack, I'll tell you that right now.